episode of The Gamer's Experience. I am your host, Phil Willis, and this is The Gamer's Experience, which it's more than a gaming review, a little bit less than a Let's Play. This is where I share my favorite PC gaming experiences with you, and share them I will today, as we are going to talk about Leisure Suit Larry 2 in particular, number 2. Of course, Leisure Suit Larry, for those of you who know, it's an entire series of point-and-click adventure games from starting back in the late 80s and going well into the 90s. And unlike most of the games on this list, I haven't actually played this one a whole lot. But there's a reason why it's on this list. The Gamer's Experienced series is for me to share my strongest experiences in gaming. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm the one at the controls. You see, back in the day, my mom actually got a computer, a desktop computer before I did. I was playing with an Atari or a color computer, TRS color computer 2, which wasn't really an IBM PC, really. So she had access to all kinds of games that I couldn't even begin to run. And she would sit there and play them in the living room, and I'd come and I'd watch over her shoulder, and sometimes I would help her out. A couple of those games, like the Black Cauldron and Leisure Suit Larry, were those types of games where we would work on them together, and I would just watch her play. And we're going to show you some of the gameplay and talk a little bit more about how that interaction worked itself out. But it was definitely one of my stronger experiences. And the one that she played was Leisure Suit Larry 2. I believe the subtitle on that is Looking for Love in the Wrong Places or something along those lines. So, Leisure Suit Larry goes looking for love in several wrong places. Thanks to the guys at GOG, I was able to pick up the entire series. And but today we're just going to be playing number 2 because that's where my memories are at. The other games in the series more or less tighten up the formula, with the exception of the first one. Of course, that would be the roughest one. But there's been a remake of that one, from what I believe. So they tighten up the formula, make it a little bit easier here and there and the such. But we're really going to focus on number 2 today. This is going to be a shorter show than the previous ones because the gameplay, Leisure Suit Larry, isn't super deep. We're going to spend some time with it, going to show you how some of the things work. But it won't be quite as long as Pirates was, so you don't have to worry about that if you felt that ran a little long in the tooth. Just a video pro tip for some people who are a little crunched for time but want to get as much of these videos in as they can. YouTube does have an ability down there in the little option site. It looks like a little wheel. You can actually speed the video up to 1.25 times or even 1.5 times. I'll talk pretty quickly, but you'll see the gameplay happen faster. And since these are older games, it actually works out pretty well. Now, before we jump into the game, I'd like to show you, as I usually like to, some of the collateral. And GOG does a good job of getting us those PDFs of some of that stuff. So I'm going to shrink my picture here, move it off to the side. And before we look at the red thing, we're going to take a look at this right here. Whoops. So this is the instruction manual. And unlike Silent Hunter and the such, this does not have a 500-page manual. This is a very small manual. My mother would just gawk when I would buy like a Dungeons & Dragons game or something, and it would have like a 100-page user's manual. She buys Leisure Suit Larry, and it essentially has 8 pages. But they're very well done. There's some comical art in there, as you can see. And the such, and I'll read the beginning like I did with Pirates. It says, "This is the way Leisure Suit Larry looked not so long ago." This mopey guy right here, a confirmed bachelor. Larry lived with his mother and really didn't get out much. It wasn't until well after his 38th birthday that Larry realized that his life was passing him by. After work each evening, when his married friends went home to their wives and his divorced friends went home with someone else, Larry had nowhere to go. He was restless and lonely. He found himself staring at girls again and reading cartoon ads with titles like The Insult That Made a Man Out of Stan. He dreamed of being a rock star like Barry Manilow or Christopher Cross and being mauled by chicks who just couldn't keep their hands off of him. Larry's mother didn't know what to do. She had watched Larry through his birth, his childhood, his adulthood, and his second childhood. Now Larry had reached what could only be called a second puberty. He walked around a daze, spent hours in his room with the door closed and the stereo blaring. He hid National Geographics under his bed, in his bookcase, and everywhere. So Mom did the only Justin Noble thing. She kicked Larry out of the house and bought herself a singles condo in South Florida. This is the way Larry looked just 1 month after his mother threw him out of the house. Notice the crisp white leisure suit, the genuine gold lacquer chains, the steppin' out elevator shoes, and Saturday Night Fever bouffant haircut. Let there be no doubt, with all the changes Larry went through, he was still a jerk. But now he even looked the part. A trip to Lost Wages was the turning point for Larry. He arrived in the city looking for action. His assault on the city started at Lefty's Lounge, a combination cocktail lounge brothel. He delighted to the disco dames with a 360-degree move that has to be seen to believe. And quite by accident, he found out what it was like to find a perfectly wonderful woman worthy of more than just a one-night stand. It was a jolting experience for Larry and forever changed his views on what he wanted from a woman. This is the way Leisure Suit Larry looks today. He's a little older, a little wiser, a little more eager to settle down. Amazingly enough, though, after all that's happened, Larry is still a jerk. However, there's still time for Larry to change. He can't be a jerk forever, or can he? So, yeah, it's pretty funny. The rest of the book here, you're gonna see these pictures of these ladies with their phone numbers on. That's actually part of the copyright protection. And I might have to do that before I get into the game. They've also, GOG has included a one-page PDF that lets you see them all pretty quickly as well, so you don't have to go through all the different pages if it becomes necessary. I want to say it's like Pirates in that you just have to do it when you first start a game for the first time. When you're loading a save game, it's not necessary, but we'll find out. We will be continuing a save game that I had started earlier. And this is a text parsing game, so there's a lot of typing in text commands, and it tells you all the different commands that it understands, at least the wide number of verbs. And we'll be talking about that in just a moment as well. I love how it says, hey, if you can call this hit line. I wonder what happens if we do that today. Have your disk and documentation ready when you call. If you own a modem, you can call the bulletin board system at this number. Or you can order your very own hint book. Now, that's where this comes in, this big red thing right here. So my mom had got the hint book for the low price of $7.95. And there's questions on here, and there's a bunch of red, and you may be able to make it out, but there's the answers are actually in blue underneath the red. So you would have this red piece of film that came with the hint book, and you would just put the red piece of film over that block if that's the answer you wanted. That way you didn't get spoilers for stuff that you didn't want to be spoiled about. You only saw the answers you wanted to see. It was pretty ingenious. For this PDF, what the guys have done at GOG is put the answers in gray on the following page in the PDF. So you just need to kind of look down here. But I do wonder if you had that red film, if this trick still wouldn't work. It probably would, I would imagine. But yeah. So you can use that. Of course, few people probably even think to even look at the PDF because nowadays we have walkthroughs, which I will be using because that's a little bit faster than using the question and answer segment. So we're going to get this booted up here. Give me a second as I'm going to switch displays, get the game going, and all that other fun stuff. Whoops, I deleted the wrong display. This will just go black for... Oh, well, I guess I can add the camera first. Video capture device. So we like to do all of this by hand. We'll get rid of the display capture. There we go. We'll boot up Leisure Suit Larry here. Oh, and it does ask me for a phone number, but let's see if I can add this so you guys can see it as well. Let's add in a window capture. And we want to get Leisure Suit Larry, which it's not recognizing yet as a window to capture. Oh no, Mr. Bill. All right, we're going to give that just a minute here. We'll delete that again. Let me see if I can copy protection here. Looks like a brown lady, or a brown haired lady, I should say. A gray shirt. Sorry, you can't see this at the moment. Let me just try... Oh, I know what I can do. I need to resize it to a window first. Then I can be able to get you guys in. These little technicalities of video recording, they're so much fun. Window capture. There we go. Now we got this on here for you guys. Go ahead and make that nice and big. We'll take my picture here and we'll move it back up to the top where it belongs. And we'll stick me in a corner, make me a little bit smaller so you can kind of see the game there. All right, so we got to look for this lady's picture. So let me find my manual again, and we'll look up her picture and see if we can't find it. We'll just do it in the book since we happen to have the book PDF open. Give me just a second here. So just take a moment. And it's only 8 pages, so it's not too hard to find. We need brown hair with a gray shirt. There we go. 5834. Guess it would help if I 5834. Good music here. Pretty funny. Okay. All right, so here's the game. I'll keep the sound turned up for now because there isn't too much sound in the game, so it might go over my voice here a little bit. So you start out, and I don't know if this mentioned later on the instruction book or whatnot, but the girlfriend you picked up in the first game, you moved in with her just to have her kick you out pretty quickly thereafter. I'm gonna see if I can load up my last game here. They've put in an interface, a save game interface here to make this a little bit easier. So again, thanks to the guys at GOG and the such. So the long story short of how I got to this point is, so we got kicked out of her house. I found a dollar bill in the jeans that were in her garage. I used that dollar bill eventually to buy a lottery ticket at the convenience store. And then I went to this television studio where the receptionist, who doesn't wear glasses very well, asked me if I had the winning number. And she mentioned what the winning number is. She's like, "Is this your number? 5522345?" And yeah, I have to repeat it back to her. Yes, my number is da, 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 da. And she just lets you right into the studio to record. Apparently, we've won a session of some sort of TV session here. So we're going to find out what that is. Now, I'm going to be using a FAQ to keep this rolling so I don't get stuck. These old adventure games were especially notorious for being difficult in figuring out what the game expects from you sometimes. But if you do that, and I kind of recommend you do unless you have lots of patience, or I mean, you can approach it however you want. But if you are one of those people like me who just says screw it, I want to experience the game without beating my head against the wall every 10 minutes. I do recommend that every time you get to a new area, you try some commands just off the cuff, because you get some fairly, funny answers sometime, and hopefully we'll get to see some of that humor here that an FAQ may not necessarily point out to you because it's not necessary to complete the game. So you can type in, if I can get my mouse to work here. All right. You can type in commands at any time. Yeah, just let's see, look at TV, for example. One monitor shows a lovely young lady. The other is just static. Look poster. The scriven guy sure can draw horses. Let's see here. Open door. You can't. They're all locked and there's no key. Just be patient. Have a seat, kick back, and relax. Okay. We'll just sit down right here. That little sound means we got a point. Our score is now up to 18 out of 50. Now you can use the mouse. There is some mouse interactivity here. You can point, click around, but it doesn't let you. In this part, at this point in the series, there isn't point and click interaction. It's pretty much for just directing Larry where to go. So I'm still used to using the number key system, anyways, from playing Pirates and the such. Oh. Looks like somebody's talking to us. Oh, they you, poo-poo, cries the man. You're late. Where have you been, you silly little dickineth? We've just been worried thick about you. Before you can answer him, he tells you, hurry up, honey, you're on. So that's pretty funny. Stand up. Now, I haven't even read the FAQ yet for this part. So far, it seems to be pretty straightforward. So we're going to go right in here. The control room. Talkback speaker crackles. 5 seconds to air, boys and girls. 5 seconds to air. Places, everybody. This doesn't look at all like you expected a lottery show to look. But just in case you decide to grab a seat on that empty stool over there. So it looks like we've got some music from Hollywood. It's the latest and greatest in embarrassment programming, the all-new Dating Connection. And here's your host, Biff Barf. Thank you and welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here to the all-new Dating Connection. We're just about ready to play our game, so let's meet our contestants. Who's gonna make their big dating connection today? Biff, today's lovely bachelorette is Barbara Bimbo of Airhead, California. Barbara's hobbies are computer programming, creating unusual milkshakes, and tantalizing elderly men. She lists her turn-ons as industrial-grade blenders and RS-232 interfacing. Turn-offs include international military conflicts and the aroma of Rosencore Soldier. On the left is Bachelor number 1, a professional surfboard waxer from Gumbo, Missouri. His hobbies include collecting Braunschweiger casings, speculating on the sexual preference of professional dancers, and watching televised opera with the sound off. Meet Davy Blair. Woo! Bachelor number 2 is today's token intellectual. He is presently chairman of the physics department at our local university, FU. That's the initials for the university. Originally from Pakistan, Ohio, meet Ragaku Singh Song. Hey, that's not your name. Excuse me, you shout. My name is Larry. Larry Laffer. Okay, Ragaku Larry, responds Piff. Whatever you want to call yourself is okay with me. On the far right today is Bachelor number 3, a journalism major who quit college in order to pursue his dream job, fact checker on the National Enquirer newspaper. Currently unemployed, meet AP Wire. It's pretty funny, AP Wire. And now it's time to play the dating connection, it says Biff Barf. Barbara, may we please have your first question? Okay, thanks, Biff, says Barbara. Bachelor number 1, this one's for you. If I was to go, out on a date with you and you was, all dressed up or something, and, the car busted and we had to walk for help and I, broke a, heel, how would you fix it? It seems obvious her elevator, it doesn't reach her penthouse. Why, beautiful, if you were with me, you wouldn't have to worry about any old breakdown. We'd be cruising in my brand new Porsche, and you wouldn't have a care in the world. Besides, if something did happen to your heel, I'd just sweep you up in these muscular arms and carry you to wherever you want to go. When you are a top-notch physician specimen like me, a little light feather like you would be a breeze. You're you're sure not even this mental midget would fall for a cornball line like that. Geez, how romantic, she gushes. What more could any girl want? Well, Bachelor, you're number 1 with me. So much for your theory, Larry. And now, how about you, Bachelor number 2, she asks. How would you solve this puzzle? Okay, Larry, that's your cue. You're on. Let's see here. Hit the button here. So go let me type something. Give her your best line. Let's see here. I would carry you too. Weller, I would carry you too. Who let in that jerk? Barbara squeals. What a putz. Barbara attempts to assume an intelligent expression. Now, how about you, Bachelor number 3? Bachelorette Barbie, my deepest personal feelings are that you are far too sexy for me ever to allow you to leave my highly expensive beachfront swinging bachelor apartment. You and I would spend all of our time together alone, sharing each other in every way, if you know what I mean. How's that for a way with words? Ooh, how sexy, she gushes. What more could any girl want? You may be bachelor number 3 in this program, but you're number 1 in my heart. Do you think anyone's still watching this tripe? Barbara, in my opinion, you've just asked one of our best questions ever, said Biff Barf. Now, do you think you could come up with another great question? Once again, Barbara burns off a few million brain cells attempting to rise to the occasion. Okay, like, thanks, Biff, like, says Barbara. Bachelor number 1, like, this one's for you. Like, if like if you was like, insect, and like I was, flower, what kind of, insect would you like be, and like what kind of flower am I? Sigh. Barbara responds to Bachelor number 1. I'd be a beautiful butterfly, and you'd be my tender little buttercup. Together, we'd build a wonderful garden of love. Well, at least his garden would be well fertilized. Ooh, that's funny. Like, you are quite the charmer, aren't you, number 1, she gushes. I'd love to sow a few seeds with you. Oh, boy. Yeah, this isn't the game for your kids, right? Biff, she says, must I, waste our time asking El Dorco this question? Biff responds, why, of course, Bachelor Barbara, you gotta follow the rules. Okay, board number 2, she says sarcastically, can you even remember that question? Come on, Larry, fire your best shot. I don't think it really matters too much what I type in here. You're a butterfly, sting like a bee. Just because I want to be silly. I think that is, you are a butterfly, sting like a bee. Like, what planet beamed this spook down, she squeaks. I've heard better lines in a, nursing home. Well, Bachelor number 3, she says, I can't, wait to learn, what insect you are and, what flower am I? Barbie doll, you'd be my precious American Beauty Rose, and I'd be your little bumblebee. I know you enjoy rubbing a little of your pollen on my stinger. Does this show supply antacids? Well, number 3, you certainly are an oversexed little devil, aren't we? Barbara gushes. Hold it right there, interjects Biff. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for questions today. Bachelor Barbie, it's time for you to make your dating connection. Well, Biff, it's really difficult to choose. Both men are really terrific. Something makes you feel that both doesn't include you. Yes, but I'm sure the audience has already made its decision, said Biff. Yes, says Barbara, and I've made my decision, too. That music again. Biff looks surprised. Okay, Bachelor 2 it is. But frankly, Bachelorette Barbara, I'm a little surprised. Did she really say Bachelor number 2? Barbara, I think most of us expected a different choice, says Biff Barf. Wait, Biff, says Barbara, I want Bachelor number 3. I'm sorry, Barbara, says Biff. The rules clearly state your first decision is final. Let's find out what they've won. The voice announcer booms. It's a cruise. The audience goes, ooh. Yes, a romantic cruise of the South Pacific on the beautiful USS Love Tub. You'll spend a month together exploring exotic ports of call, courtesy of Wonder Cruise Lines. Remember, if it's a good cruise, it's a wonder. That's pretty funny. And for our other contestants, why, you lucky fellows have won a year's supply of Armadillo polish, 20 cases of black shoelaces, plus a copy of our home game. Hey man, there ain't no way I'm spending no month on a boat with this jerk, shouts the delicate Bachelor Barbara. I want a chance to hit on number 3 guy. I'm sure she's really truly delighted, folks, says Biff, attempting to cover her. Now, come on, let's really hear it for our lucky couple. The voiceover announcer says, be sure to tune in tomorrow night, same time, same station, for the finest in embarrassment programming, the all-new Dating Connection. Good night. The control room speaker crackles. Okay, gang, that's another one in the can. Rajuka, Larry, please report to the green room to receive your prizes. The rest of you just stay where you are. Gosh, Larry, what good luck you have winning a fun-filled month-long cruise with the lovely Bachelorette Barbara. The assistant producer looks at you with disdain. Well, Leffer, I must admit that none of us in the control room expected you to win. But there you are, not proud of the outcome, but rules of rules, I suppose. Here's your cruise chip ticket. All of us here at the Dating Connection wish you the best of luck. You'll need it. Got some more points. And I guess we'll just sit here and wait because they never did open up our door to give us our lottery ticket, their lottery prize. Hey, look, we're up to a slug now. Still kind of got that song stuck in my head. Dun 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 dun. Hey, you, cries the wind. Where have you been? We've been looking all over for you. I just won the Dating Connection, you reply. Big deal. You're supposed to wait here. Now hurry and follow me. Oh no, Larry. Here we go again. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally found him, says the Master of Ceremonies. Yes, we found our last lucky live lottery contestant of this week's show. And here he is now, Mr. Larry, he double-checks the teleprompter. Laffer? Yeah, Mr. Larry Laffer. A little applause. Mr. Laffer, we don't have time for our normal introductory chit-chat. Just step right up to the wheel and give her a big spin. Under his breath, the MC admonishes you. Hurry up, Laffer. We're already running late because we couldn't find you. Nervously, you reach for the wheel, knowing full well the pleasure of America's 3D graphic animated adventure game players is riding on the luck of your pool. Ooh, it's like Wheel of Fortune. Spinning around. Oh, yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Got a little ticker and everything. I like the music. He did it. He did it. He's won the big one. Applause. Tons of applause. Unfortunately, cut myself off there. Come on over here, lucky Larry Laffer. Here comes lovely Lana Light, the lucky life lottery lady with Larry Laffer's first year's winnings, the U.S. Treasury Department's first $1 million bill. That's a big bill. On behalf of the Lucky Life Lottery, I'm pleased to present you with our grand prize, $1 million. Congratulations, Mr. Laffer, says the MC. You're a lucky man. Too bad we don't have time for a speech. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Larry Laffer, the luckiest guy in Los Angeles. More applause. The voice announcer says, that's it for this week's show. Be sure to tune in next time for the Lucky Life Lottery Show live from Hollywood. Good night. The control room talkback speaker cackles. Okay, kids, that's another one. That's good enough for who's it's for. Mr. Laffer, please exit through the door to the left. There'll be plenty of reporters and photographers waiting for you. Gee, Larry, things are finally beginning to go your way. First, you win a month-long ocean voyage with the lovely Bachelorette, and now you win the biggest lottery prize in history. Something tells you this is too good to last. Well, let's see here. So I said, talk to a woman. Hello, big, blonde, and beautiful. You say, my name is Larry Laffer. Hiya, she blurs between bubbles. Can I help you? What if I show her $1 million? Wherever will you find someone to break this? It's $1 million bill. So he's super rich, but he can't actually spend it anywhere probably. That would be too funny. So let's see here. To keep these things moving, I'll follow what it says, which is... it's telling me to go east to the store. Wait, east. Wait, what? So I have to go south one more extra time? Wait, get $1 million. Walk south, east, enter store. Or maybe it's supposed to be in the studio. Just check around. Even with the thing, sometimes it can be a little... Okay, so I do have to go out to here. Now, you know, one of the interesting retro games are, you know, really big news. I probably have said this before, but retro games, you know, all over the place. The indie developed for the most part, using a lot of them using pixelated graphics like this, and that's great, good for them. But do keep in mind there is a lot of really, really good games like this. That you can buy from GOG and play and have a really good time doing it, and it works just fine. Now I'm looking for a particular store, but yeah, this is a drugstore here. And by the sound of the druggist counter, you presume the druggist is out. Only the clerk remains, and he doesn't look too bright. Something is always for sale here. We'll come back to this later. The brown derby. It's all boarded up there. Ooh, this might be what I'm looking for. Let's take a look what's in here. Yeah. Like I said, I think I would have been here forever trying to figure this out by myself, but it says I should buy a swimsuit off the back wall. I'm not sure what cues I had to do that, but it's probably something I would have figured out if I talked to enough people. Hey, my little Latino bambino, you say, have I told you now that I'm incredibly wealthy? You're sure to endear yourself instantly to hug her with that pseudo bilingualism. Oh, she replies, how many shopping lines do you own? Shipping lines. That's pretty funny. Okay, so we want to... You select a reasonably tight spandex job in blue. Although it's cut a little tight, perhaps that might work to your advantage on the ship. In fact, this might be a new beginning, a whole new image for you, Larry. She's tapping her fingers. I think she wants to get paid. I'm sorry, says a dark-haired Italian boy. I'm only allowed to accept purchases from across the front of the counter. Okay. Excuse me, mister, you say hesitantly, do you have a change for $1 million? Bella bueno, she smiles, but of course. But is that trivial little clearance item all you're going to purchase today? Yes, ma'am, you reply, heading over your letter ruins. I've only got $1 million on me. All right, that'll be $106,500, including tax. Your change is $893,500. That's funny. I get like 6.5% sales tax. That's $100, $200, $300, $400. Oh my goodness gracious. Stop! Don't count anymore, you shout. I don't have that long before my ship leaves. Very well, sir, she concludes. Have a nice day. How'd you know she was going to say that? You pocket your new gigantic wad of $100 bills. Well, at least I got some $100 bills now. I guess we're getting ready for the cruise, so at some point he would have talked to somebody, figure out I need to get ready for the cruise, I imagine. Let's go to get some sunscreen. Now, some of this could have been trial and error, too. Like, you play the game, get so far ahead, and realize, oh, hey, you needed some sunscreen, so you have to go back and reload an old game to buy it. Speaking of, not a bad time to save a game just in case. Let's see here. Not close enough. I'm not really sure which one is the sunscreen. Might be over here. Oh, it's on the left wall. Good thing for FAQs. I've been here going all over the store. I would never figure this out. Okay. You grab a bottle of SPF 90 while you picture Bachelorette Barbara rubbing it all over you. Yeah, that's going to happen. I'd like to pay for this, you tell the clerk. Do you have change for 100? No, but feel free to give me a big tip. But of course, my good man, you tell him, suddenly putting on the airs. Have 100. In fact, have 2. Money means nothing to me. Oh, that's funny. Well, thanks, Stu, he tells you. Now let me get back to sleep. He concludes with a familiar, have a nice day. That's pretty funny. Let's see here. The next thing we need to get is something to drink, because we'll probably get thirsty. Oh, look at that big-ass cup. Oh my gosh, he's actually filling up the big, huge cup that's almost as tall as he is. A cup that large might take a long time to fill. Holy cow, he's got like 2 Coke things going in at the same time. A cup like that might take forever to fill. Finally, you top it off while you carefully consider how you're going to pick it up. Ah, what the hell? This isn't real life, but merely an incredible simulation. You decide to put it in your pocket along with everything. He just crams it into his laser chute. Why not? Here's $100 bill. Okay, partner. Too bad we don't keep any change this time of night, but it's broad daylight, you protest. Have a nice day. That's too funny. All right, we're gonna walk west twice. And it's telling me to walk south twice. Wait, walk south 3 times. Walk south. Did I walk west enough? All right, those are just the garbage cans. It wants me to look in the garbage cans, so let's look in the garbage cans. Who'd want to search through Eve's can? Wants us to do it twice. Okay. Searching through the trash until your suit turns off white. You discover your passport stuffed between the pages of an old Cosmo. And don't forget to actually get it. You now smell like a combination of cheap department store credit card bills and roadkill. Let's see here. We want to walk east twice. So let's go over here. And enter the barber. Ah, cute little barber store. Let's take a look at the barber. Now, once you've seen one barber, you've seen them all. Look, picture. You don't know much about art, but you know what you like. Good day, monsieur, says the barber. May I help you? In front of the barber's chair. Oh, the barber's chair at the top. Oops. Control's a little wonky there. How about a quick styling, you ask? Oh, monsieur, but of course, replace barber. Allow me to correct that receding hairlines of yours with my patented special proprietary technique, microbiotic style reweaving. Just have a seat in the chair, please. Here, says the barber, take a look in this mirror. Remember what you look like. When I'm done, you won't be able to recognize your own hairline. Why, you'll be a different man. It's actually pretty good for pixel art. You think to yourself, yeah, this is exactly what I need, a new look. I'll make Bachelorette Barbie change her tune. Okay, go for it, you tell the barber. Allow me to begin with a thorough cleansing to rid your hair and scalp of any possible pollutants, says the barber. I assure you, I use only the trendiest products, all organically grown and available only in undersized, overpriced, biodegradable bottles. You wonder to yourself, what will I look like when he's done? Will I be handsome? Will I find true love? He's scrubbing the head. Yeah. Looks pretty good in his imagination. You certainly have interesting daydreams, says the barber. Hey, Brutus, get out of here. Your hair is clean and conditioned. Now for the special styling. However, in the future, may I recommend 10W40 and no more than 3,000 miles between oil changes. All done, says the barber. Take a look at the mirror. What do you think? It looks the same. It's kind of moving a little fast. Oh well, you can't judge a book by its cover. That'll be fine, you tell the barber. Say, you ask him, exactly how could I know I was getting a microbiotic styling? By the price. Of course. That'll be $100, says the barber. Thanks, I guess, you say, flipping the barber one of your C notes. The barber replies, have a nice day. That's too funny. Let's see here. Walk west twice. Oh, my other west. Good animation in this game. Oh, you know, I totally forgot to tell y'all. I usually do it at the beginning. The statistics. In case you're wondering, Leisure Suit Larry goes looking for love in several wrong places, was developed by Sierra Online, published by the same, and it was released on MS-DOS, Amiga, and Atari ST in October of 1988. And it is a single-player adventure game, as you can tell. And I probably need to, let's see here, walk east twice. Right, exit store, walk west twice, north twice. We need to find the music shop. And that looks like a music shop. Finally, the store's open for business. I did try to get here earlier and told me it was closed, so it's nice to know it's open for business. Let's see here. Talk to girl. Oh, here we go. You get us a little picture of her. You find a Latin American woman sexy, but then you find any woman sexy. Hi, beautiful. You attempt to lay on a little smooth mouth on the lovely Latin lady. My name is Larry Laffer. Buenos dias, señor dos asesina buelo bono. La señora el tacos. Good day, sir. How may I help you? Suddenly, she smiles broadly as if she recognizes you. Her smile makes you glad you took Spanish in high school. Too bad you slept through it. Ah, what the hell. You decide to brush the dust off your Spanish by attempting a conversation with the lovely señorita. Perhaps you could begin by complimenting her on her extremely good looks. El pesto la guardia se spermo bubitos, you tell her. Your ears remind me of whale breast. Her face brightens further. She seems genuinely interested in you. Your Spanish must not be so bad after all. Si sala luna el gros et pupidogo la bombino. La señorita reportitos. Yes, but the moon is full and you are a chihuahua. Well, speaking is one thing, but understanding is another. Her response baffles you completely. You have no idea what she means, but of course that's never stopped you before. El pencilo es tubular, rigido, amarillo, you tell her. My pencil is long, hard, and yellow. El hombre de la nostra donde está mejor signale, la rito de stupido sententates, la señorita Charma. So you're finally here. I thought you'd never show up. By the way, who writes these secret phrases anyway? La microfiche, la igma, big dilo, onco no toche, Dr. Nunuki el Comi. The microfiche contained the secrets to the recent United States superconductor research breakthrough. It is hidden inside the rare Pervervian Onklunk. Don't let anybody touch it before you personally deliver it to Dr. Danuki. And I don't need to tell you, be careful. He and he alone has the authority to deliver it to the USSR agents. Muchas gracias, la señorita. Thanks, I guess. As best you can tell, she wants you to keep whatever unusual musical instrument on the counter. So rather than risk offending her generosity, you take it. Have a nice day. That's too funny. Say, what an interesting car, you think to yourself. How does he make it do that? It's one of those jamming cars. You are so distracted by the lowrider that you fail to notice the unusual little man lurking beside the car. He, however, doesn't fail to notice you. The little guy in the trench coat gives you a short head start and then follows you. Larry, be careful. This guy's up to no good. Ooh. Wait a minute. What's this? How can you be at the door to the music store when you just walk off screen to the right? That must be someone who looks just like you. Something strange is going on here. Let's follow him into the music shop to see what we can learn. You, what are you doing back here, says the clerk, skipping the foreign language subtitles completely. You better get on with the mission before Dr. Nanuki prevents you from ever missioning again. What are you talking about? I've never seen you before my entire life, says the dorky-looking guy. Besides, you're not supposed to talk to me like that before we exchange our cute little secret passphrases. What do you mean, she responds. You just walked out the other door over there. Not me, he exclaims. Hey, wait a minute. Don't tell me you gave the goods to somebody else. She stammers. I'm not sure, that is, I may have. Her voice trembles with fear. I'm sorry, he fits your description perfectly, and he said the secret code phrases as well. Although, come to think of it, he did have a terrible accent. I thought the bad accent might have been part of your disguise. What will I do? She continues. Dr. Nanuki doesn't tolerate mistakes. Her eye flashed with an idea. Of course, if you promise to help me, I won't tell him how you lost the microfiche. Why you, he threatens. If you know what's good for you, you'll shut down this joint. Contact None Tonight. Oh, I kept calling him Nanuki. It's None Tonight. None Tonight Island. And get the troops start finding this guy. They'll guarantee he tells no tales about your little indiscretion. If you can retrieve the microfiche before he discovers he has it, Dr. Nanuki might even allow you to live a few extra days. She deliberates just a moment before making her decision. You're right, of course. You see if you can follow him while I contact the island by radio telephone. Well, Larry, this is certainly another fine mess you've gotten us into. Not only is the KGB after you for grabbing what was supposed to be theirs, but Dr. Nanuki's beautiful army of henchettes, game show hostesses, church secretaries, and bimbos is now hot on your tail. Since we've now learned the worst, we'll rejoin you as you wander through Los Angeles. So, this is probably a good time to stop, but you got a really good overview just how much writing, how much humor there is in the game. There's obviously some music and stuff, and it's just pretty funny. Like I said, I'd recommend the FAQ, especially if you want to get through pretty quick because you've got a huge backlog. It's not a bad way to experience the game. But hopefully you've been enjoying this. Just a couple of reminders. Again, if you guys like this stuff, leave some comments, put a thumbs up. If you don't, you don't have to, of course. You can also write to me. I'm jcservant at cyberlightcomics.com. You can hit me up at Twitter at jcservant. The links for all this stuff is down there below. And we also have the RPG Backtrack podcast that Mike Minky and I do, where we talk about all your favorite RPGs from the way back when, right up through yesteryear. Over 150 shows to listen to. They're all available at rpgamer.com. And if you're more into theology, check out my series New Direction about subjective Christianity. I think that link's also down there. And I think that's about it. Our next show, we start diving into one of my favorite series of all time, a series that was way ahead of its time, started coming out in the 1980s, Dungeons and Dragons, the Gold Box series. And that'll be really cool and interesting, and that'll be, I don't know how exactly I'm going to tackle that, because there's so many games in that series. I'm going to have to give that one some thought, but I've already started diving into it. I'm having a blast with it. But hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I hope y'all have a great evening. Take care, and have fun retro gaming on the PC.